This is a better than expected result from Ford. It's a decline for the month compared to November of last year, but a decline of 6.9%. The estimate from Edmunds was a decline of 9.3%. As has been the story really for the last year and a half, cars continued to fall out of favor, down 19.5%. But the big story, F-Series, trucks, SUVs, they continue to sell. The F-Series, ninth straight month with sales topping 70,000 units. In fact, the F-Series is going to be approaching 900,000 plus in terms of sales for the year. Guys, we will be getting other automakers throughout the day. The estimate in terms of sales pace, about 17.1 to 17.3 million vehicles, which is still a very strong pace this late in the cycle. Back to you.
Thanks, Phil.
Yeah, Phil, there are stories about how Ford is actually quietly laying off more people than GM, which obviously would be very good for Ford's cost structure. What are you hearing?
Well, what they're doing is they've been much more strategic in terms of saying, okay, we're going to start deciding what lines we're going to cut back here and what lines we're going to cut back there. Remember that they made the announcement last week that they were going to be shifting some of their production down to the Louisville assembly plant, the Kentucky truck plant, as they try to ramp up some of the production of some of their larger SUVs, pulling down production of cars up in the Flat Rock plant. So it's one of these cases, Jim, we're in this for the next year and a half with the domestic auto production, with the exception of some of the larger plants for BMW and for Mercedes-Benz. You're going to see the domestic automakers sit there and say, how much can we pare back production? Because there are a number of plants that are just not running efficiently enough. And if they can, they're going to try to do what General Motors has said it's going to do with Lordstown and with Hamtramck.
Anything on China and the big winners there, Phil? I mean, because people are saying it's really good for
it's
GM.
BMW and Jim. The big ones are BMW, Daimler, and Tesla because they have the most to gain from getting more vehicles into China. Look, Tesla's dead in the water in China if that tariff stays at 40%. I think they sold like 118 or something like that last month. You know, ridiculously low numbers. They are not going to increase those numbers until they get a production plant over there or until those tariffs come down. BMW and Mercedes, they are the ones who are the big exporters over there. In terms of the domestics, it's a really small number of vehicles that they sell into China, and we really only get 3 models back here in the U.S. that are built in China. So the impact is going to be very limited in terms of vehicles being imported here.